Neil, welcome to Queen's Park Rangers. What attracted you to come here, and how quickly was the deal done?
Um, these things can always take a little bit of time. QPR quite rightly did um, their process in the way that they felt was to get the right man. But yeah, the people when I'm speaking to them were brilliant. You get a really good feeling. Um, Even in the first few days here, the staff and the players, I know I'll fit in well here. Um, so I say from my first initial conversation that I had, there was a good feeling about that. That escalated, and I've been fortunate enough to be given this opportunity at a fantastic football club.
Last time I saw you in frontline management, you're at a football club who weren't expected to get promoted from the league they were in, but did through the playoffs. This is very much the same kind of project stroke opportunity for you, isn't it, as you had at Blackpool?
There are some similarities, yes. I would say that that's another attraction for me. I did see some similarities in terms of where we're at and what we're trying to do, and that's I think why that's probably another reason why I'm quite a good fit. So that gives me optimism for the future. Um, you know, as of late, the results haven't gone the way we would have wanted them to go, but this league's very tight and we can quickly change that. So I think this squad of players should be looking upwards.
And having gone from a number one with Blackpool to assistant manager at Aston Villa, now back into the hot seat, which do you prefer?
Oh no, it's not about preference. I'm a, you know, I had a fantastic. It, it didn't go the way I wanted to at Aston Villa, but it was still a great experience. I think any experience in football, good or bad, you learn from it, and I took a lot from it. So um, I, I, I'm just a coach, and I like people who know me understand why I made that decision. Other people won't get that. That's fine. I can't put them inside my head. Say it didn't last as long as we wanted to, but this opportunity for me to step back come back as a number one um, presented itself. I've been fortunate enough to be given this opportunity, and I want to make the very best of it.
Neil, Nick from Radio London. Nice to meet
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
How will QPR sold to you by the people, the powers that be?
Well, they don't have to sell too much about this football club because a lot of it speaks for itself. But it's it's definitely a club that's got a plan for the future. Um, it's yeah, there's ambitions to move the club forward both on and off the pitch, and I felt that I fit in well and I wanted to be part of that. Um, but I also know of being in and around this division how um, finances can dictate certain things and where we're at. But it's the people here, the owners here, are very passionate about this football club. You can feel it. I got that feeling straight away. They're mentally proud of Queen's Park Rangers. And when you know you've got people like that, then I think every decision that you make becomes a lot easier because it's always in the best interest of the football club.
The previous two managers here have had moments where it's gone very well and the club has really kind of come together and they've challenged at the very top of the division. Have you noticed that when things do come together here with the crowd and with the players you've got, they can
Yeah.
be successful?
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. One of the attractions of this football club is everyone talks about it in football, don't they? Gloucester's Road and the atmosphere. I've been at many games here and sampled that myself. It is a special place, and if you can get the club moving in the right direction, winning games of football, then the supporters are really passionate about their team and coming out and getting right behind them. And it's up to me to and the staff to give them that team that they can identify with on the pitch. Um, there's been, like you say, spells where it's looked very promising, and that's not that's not been able, for whatever reason, I've not been obviously here. That's not been able to be continued. It's my job to try and help us to be, hopefully in the future, become a little bit more consistent.
I imagine that when you took the job, there were conversations about the squad depth, what could be done in January. What can you share with us about those discussions?
Yeah, like in any squad, there's people who are, in contract, out of contract, on loan. You have to prepare and plan for every eventuality. Succession planning is really important. I think that's something that I've been good at, and I've already had a couple of conversations here about January and beyond. It's very foolish sometimes to look too far beyond. What's coming in January will be important, but my initial week, 2 weeks until January the 1st arrives will be to assess the players who are here. I've seen a lot of them from afar, but you never know someone until you're working with them closely on a daily basis. So my immediate thoughts are to work and see the players here.
And when you talk to football managers in general, they don't seem to like January very much. They don't seem to like doing business in January because it's fraught and you're in the middle of the season and everything else. Are you of that opinion? Are you happy to operate if necessary, in that rather frantic month, or is it something you're not terribly happy to do?
No, it doesn't really concern me, to be honest with you. We all know January is coming. If you're prepared for it and you're good at planning and preparing, then it shouldn't be frantic. So the ones I've been involved in the past have been quite straightforward, to be honest with you. I'm hoping that's going to be the case here. You always have to think on your feet. There's always the potential of a curveball every now and again, but being sort of adaptable and flexible in your thinking, and trusting your process. And again, like I come back to what I was saying before, if you always make decisions with the best interest of the club at heart, then it makes the planning and your decision making so much easier.
So can I just ask a couple more questions? That's okay.
No problem.
Regarding the return of Elias Chair when he comes back from the World Cup in Morocco, how big a job are you going to have straight away? Because obviously although he hasn't played much, he's been on a great high, getting to the semi-finals and may play on Saturday, the third and fourth place player. So how are you going to reintegrate? Because he's a major player in this football club. I mean, how are you going to sort of get his head back into Championship football when he's been away and sampled what he sampled for the last month?
I don't think there'll be any problems with that, honestly. Ilias loves football. You can tell that from watching him play. Obviously, again, I don't know him personally yet. He's had a fantastic experience. Hopefully, he gets to play at the weekend. It'd be brilliant to see him play. But I also know that he loves football, and there'll be a definite part of him that has missed playing competitive games, even though he's been watching. Footballers want to play, and Ilias loves football and he'll want to play. So I'm sure he'll be desperate to come back here and play as quickly as possible.
And finally, for me, you come from a background of academy football at Liverpool. I've asked you this before. How are you going to get people to think of you in your own skin here, rather than just say, well, look, Steve Cooper was working with you at Liverpool. He then got Forest promoted.
Yeah.
Michael Beale previously was here and was at Liverpool and Chelsea. He did okay in the few months he was here. How do you want people just to look at you as yourself?
That's a tricky question because then I have to speak about myself, which makes me uncomfortable anyway. Look, I am who I am. I like to think I'm quite a straightforward, authentic person. I love what I do. I'm passionate about my job. I like to think I gain the respect and trust of the players and the staff who work with me, and I don't want to change those things, because I think those things, regardless of whether you're successful or not, we all want to be successful. But to me, the most important thing for me is my reputation, or what people think of me as a person, how you deal with people, how you speak to people. We come here, give our all every single day, wanting to do our best to try and make the club successful. Win, lose or draw, there's certain things that I can guarantee, and those are the things that yeah, just being myself every single day. And I know that's simple. That sounds quite simple, but you have to remember that, you know, um, football's really important. Of course it is. But I'm dealing with 25, 30 players and staff who um, have got lives away from here as well. And those relationships, whether I'm here or not, are really important to me. So just be myself.
Hi Neil,
Hi.
Dan from West London Sport.
Hi, mate.
Obviously the team was top in October, which has had such a good run recently.
Yeah.
If you had any ideas of maybe what's been different in the last 6 or 7 games or so, and have you noticed things already that you can work on to turn that one around?
Yeah, well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to work out we've only scored 1 goal in 6 games, so and that's an obvious issue, isn't it? If you look at the goal scoring record this season and the goals conceded, I think they're mid-table-ish in both. So if we want to improve and compete at the top end of the division, then we need to improve on both of those. Really makes sense, doesn't it? It's quite simple. I think the top goal scorers in the division, I think, are Burnley. They're top, and I think the tightest defence in the division is Sheffield United, and they're second. So you've either got to be a really high-scoring team, or you've got to have one of the tightest defences. Ideally, you'd like to be both. So yeah, there's room for improvement.
Obviously the previous manager is someone who know quite well. You get the sense that the squad needs a bit of a lift, obviously after the circumstances. The exit was a bit unexpected. You get the sense that it needs a bit of a lift around the training ground. Or...
No, I've not felt that. The players have been in really good spirits. There's been a couple of weeks and they had a break, and so time is a great healer. I think I like to think you'd have to ask them, but they'd be enthusiastic about me being here. They've seemed to have been positive this week. Conditions have meant training's been a little bit tricky, but we go to Preston in Saturday I hope in a decent place psychologically, ready to try and turn around the run of results that we've had of late.
That said, obviously you know Mick. Have you spoken to him at all about his time at the club to kind of pick his brains on his ideas and what went on?
Yes, I have, but that was very brief. I don't like to make. I don't want to have preconceived ideas before I walk into a football club. I think it's really important that I use my own eyes and ears to make my own judgments and decisions. So I trust again in the staff and the people who are here and my staff who have come with me.
You mentioned about not having preconceived ideas. Obviously, at Blackpool, you're quite well known for rotating the team kind of week to week and switching systems if you needed, depending on who you were playing. Do you think that's something that QPR fans can expect to continue?
Possibly, I wouldn't want to say for definite. I have certain principles in way that will be consistent in the way that we play. Those will not change. So whether the formation is different, whether the team is the same or different on week to week, I think the nature of the championship, 46 games, playing a lot of Saturday, Tuesdays, and I know we've got a lot of midweek games to come. It asks a lot of questions of your squad as a whole, and keeping players fresh, but also making sure you get that balance right of players are in form and picking the right team for the opponent that you're playing. It takes a lot of time and effort and a lot of thought, and it's I like to think that's something that we're good at. So some things won't change, some things will. That's inevitable with change, any change at a football club. I just ask the players to be open-minded, and to hopefully come on that journey with me. We've got a good group of players who in again my short period here, you can see they're inquisitive, they want to learn, and I think any group of players, they want to have direction. So it's my job to try and help them with that clarity in their thought process.
You've got two very young, exciting talents, obviously attacking talents in Willock and Chair. How important is it that you keep them in January? How important is that to you?
Yeah, I know they've been important players to the football club over the past few years. At the top end of the football pitch, I'm really looking forward to working with both of them. I've seen Chrissy for a long time from his Arsenal youth days. Ilias a little bit different, but he's been playing in the Championship for a number of seasons now, and they've both been fantastic players for this football club. So I'm looking forward to getting to work with them, seeing them, getting them in the team, and hopefully they can start scoring goals and helping us turn our results around, and then we'll see what happens in the future.
Just finally, Preston, an interesting first game for you, obviously given you previously managed.
Yeah, I was hoping you weren't going to say that one. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. I'm not sure I'll get a decent reception up there. No, but Preston are in good form, aren't they? To be fair, Ryan Lowe, Lowe's done a great job. He's been there probably about a year now or so, and he's done a fantastic job with his staff there. They're in really good form. They're at home. They had a great result last week, and we know the tough task that we're facing going to Preston this weekend.